I'm Alexander Reed, and I have spent the last 2 decades as a dedicated pathologist in a well-known hospital. I won't disclose the name of the hospital for obvious legal issues. Throughout my career, I had seen my fair share of lifeless bodies, each with its own story to tell, but nothing could have prepared me for the night that would forever change the way I looked at life, death, and the mysteries in between. The clock had just struck midnight when a call came in. An ambulance had rushed in a man who had suffered a severe heart attack. His name, as I would later discover, was Samuel Hartman, a middle-aged man with no known medical history of heart problems. Their team had fought valiantly to save him, but his heart had failed him, leaving his life to flicker out like a dying candle. Samuel's body was wheeled into the morgue, the stainless steel doors of the chilly room closing behind him. I, as the attending pathologist, was responsible for determining the cause of his untimely demise. My experience told me that heart attacks could strike anyone, but Samuel's case intrigued me. He was a picture of health, and his sudden, unexpected death raised more questions than answers. As I began my examination, I couldn't help but marvel at the intricate complexities of the human body. Samuel's lifeless form lay on the cold, metal table, a stark contrast to the warmth and vitality he must have possessed just hours before. My gloved hands moved with precision as I began the autopsy, carefully making incisions to reveal the secrets hidden within. The initial findings were baffling. Samuel's heart, upon closer examination, showed no signs of arterial blockage or damage that would typically lead to a heart attack. It was as if his heart had simply stopped beating for no apparent reason. I knew I had to dig deeper to uncover the truth. Hours passed as I meticulously dissected and examined every organ, every tissue, every cell. The morgue was silent except for the soft hum of the refrigeration units. Then, as I was about to conclude my examination, a strange whisper echoed through the room, sending a shiver down my spine. "Dr. Reed." The voice murmured, and I turned around, my heart racing, only to find myself alone in the morgue. The overhead lights flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced upon the walls. The feeling of being watched tightened its grip on me. I tried to dismiss it as exhaustion, but my unease lingered. Returning my focus to Samuel's body, I prepared to close the incision when an unsettling sensation washed over me. The body on the table twitched. I froze. My eyes locked on Samuel's eyelids as they slowly fluttered open. Hollow eyes stared into mine, devoid of life or emotion. My breath caught in my throat as I watched in disbelief. Samuel's body began to convulse, limbs contorting in unnatural ways. Fear gripped me, but I couldn't look away from the macabre sight unfolding before my eyes. The room grew colder, and I could see my breath materialize in the frigid air. Samuel's voice grew louder, filled with a malevolent laughter that echoed through the morgue. I stumbled back, unable to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before me. Samuel's twisted form drew closer, his hollow eyes boring into my soul. My heart pounded as I stumbled back, unable to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before my eyes. Suddenly, Samuel's ghastly form lunged at me with an inhuman speed. Cold, ethereal fingers grasped my throat. The steel morgue door shut on its own. Terror coursed through my veins. As his laughter grew louder, I closed my eyes and screamed, desperate for it all to end. But when I dared to open them again, I was alone in the morgue, and Samuel's lifeless body lay still on the table, as if nothing had transpired. My heart pounded, my hands trembling as I stumbled out of the morgue. The haunting experience had shattered my professional facade, leaving me with the chilling realization that some mysteries were not meant to be unraveled. That night, as I left the morgue behind, I couldn't escape the feeling that Samuel's haunting presence would forever linger in